Live from the 607, it's the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour, where we're talking everything going on in the world of sports. Join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag ODPH, because here we go.
Instead of looking deep inside, every word I have to say, keep it simple.
Welcome to an all-new edition of the ODPH podcast. What's happening, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us this week. My name is Ken M. Joining me in studio, as always, you know him. He's the co-host, statistician to the stars, man of 1,008 aliases. His name's Padawan J.
Let me talk to you.
And we have some things to talk about in the land of movies, TV, comics, sports, pro wrestling, and more. You are tuned into a fusion edition of the ODPH, which we cover everything that we normally would do in two shows. But let's face it, summertime, a lot of things are happening. They're gearing up for the fall.
A lot of folks are on vacation.
Yeah, so we just said, okay, instead of giving you two small episodes, we'll put it a one-stop shop and make it easy for you to follow along. And then after the show, Pad, where does everybody go?
ODPHpodcast.com.
Right on. Swing on over there. Check out the TeePublic Store link. Check out the social media links. Check out the blogs. Check out the classifieds, which have friends of the show such as 3FM Podcast, Dragon Master Games, Nerd Initiative, and many more. Also, directory. Pat, how many providers are we on?
625,360.
And your source?
Trust me, bro.
So wherever listen to the ODPH on, first and foremost, thank you for checking us out. It means the absolute world to us. Leave us a review on your favorite podcatcher. I'm told it helps the algorithm of the show.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, I mean, you know what? Hey, if it does, all right, let's do it. Last but certainly not least, we have a great music section, which has such bands as Brian Wolf and the Howlers, Second Suitor, Tom Jolu, Fledlands, and Shout at the Robots, all of which should be in your music selection for the summer and beyond. And if there's anything else I might have forgot, because, hey, we do talk about a lot of things here at the ODPH, it's ODPHpodcast.com. And remember, if you're using hashtags on social media, why not use the hashtag ODPHpod? Kicking off this edition of the show, we have to recap the WWE's largest party of the summer. One that, dare I say, was a little controversial.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we could put a listener discretion is advised on one aspect. We're not going to spend too much time on said moment, but we do have to address an elephant that's in the room.
Yeah.
But, Pat, what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to be talking about SummerSlam, which took place from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, which had an announced combined attendance between night 1 and night 2 because this took place on Saturday, August 2nd, and Sunday, August 3rd. Total combined attendance of 113,722 people. The Jets wish they could draw that many people.
Oh, my God, yeah. I was thinking that, too. But they definitely were treating the fans to some pro wrestling, and there's a lot to break down on the card, so let us get into it.
Yeah, so the opening match on night 1 was the tag team match with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeating Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed via pinfall in 21 minutes and 10 seconds.
A good way to start the show.
Yeah, makes sense.
I did not think they were going to do this. I thought Roman would be near the end because he main events pretty much everything.
Well, we know Roman's of that mindset and of that type of folks where if he ain't main eventing, I'm going first.
Yep. So this made sense to make that call to do. Good match to get the crowd going.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see that Roman shoved Jay out of the way, and he took an impending spear from Braun Breaker. The match itself was a little, I would say, off-key at points.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker doesn't realize how athletic he is.
Oh, yeah.
I know sometimes he was doing a leaping tackle. He was going, and at one point he hit Roman in the face. So that was something to be a little scary about, but they get the win at the end.
Yep.
Kind of puzzling about when we get into later in the show about why this happened. So, I mean, Pat, your thoughts on this?
No, good match, good spots. You know, hopefully there isn't anything too seriously wrong with Braun because he was spotted after the match limping backstage. Although if you look at Monday Night Raw 2 nights after, seemed to be moving fine then. So might have just been an in the moment. Whoops, he landed the wrong way and it bothered him a little bit. But hopefully it's nothing too lasting and too sustained. But no, good match. I don't know who on that team, which we come to find out they're known as The Vision, is their faction name. Is their faction name now. I don't know who came up with the term Shula Fala because what was it? Bronson Reed took Roman's shoes on what was it? Monday Night Raw last week, and then he came out wearing them. And they called him the Shula Fala, so fantastic name.
That's brilliant. Between that and the Tribal Thief.
Yes.
Which I laugh about. I'm sorry.
I need that on a shirt.
I think that's hilarious.
Needs to be a shirt.
But yeah, it was kind of a little puzzling about how the opening match went.
Yeah.
But it makes a little more sense as we get later in the evening.
Next up was the tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defeating the Judgment Day and Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, winning via pinfall in 13 minutes and 30 seconds.
Very good match. Charlotte and Alexa, this makes a lot of sense for them to be a part of.
Yeah.
Keeping them out of the world title picture, I'm not mad about at this moment.
No.
And I think it definitely is going to be very crucial for them to really make these titles very relevant.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, WWE has not put a proper focus, I should say, on the belts. And I think they really need to build up a division if you're going to. And I think that if Charlotte and Alexa went to like NXT for a run.
I even thought TNA.
TNA is one, too. I mean, TNA has the best women's tag team division on the planet. So for them to be over there, that makes sense. But they really need to push the ball with this because this match showed a couple things. One, Raquel Rodriguez is really listening to Kevin Nash when he was critiquing her.
Okay.
She has been lights out since those comments.
Yeah.
Really stepped her game up. Roxanne Perez, what can you say? She's
a lot of potential.
She's the future of the business. And how they did their storytelling in the ring with Charlotte and Alexa, I mean, I think that's a kudos to both of them because Charlotte, let's face it, Hall of Famer, whether you're a fan or not, you have to give her her due.
Yeah.
Alexa, she's making a case for it, but she's a very seasoned veteran. So the fact that you saw Roxanne and Raquel put on that performance with them is great. And now I need to see this ran back. I'm not, like I say, we fortunately did see it on Monday night, but I don't mind seeing a long-term thing with this.
No, I don't either. I mean, it makes out of all the matches on the card, I think this one to me made the most sense because let's face it, WWE for multiple years now, not just under the current regime, have loved their oddball tag teams, I'll call them. You think back to when Sheamus and Cesaro, now Claudio, teamed up and became The Bar, and all that. Oddball tag team at the first, kind of paired together. How the heck is this going to work? Ended up working very well for the both of them.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, Matt Riddle, another one you might think of in recent history where Randy, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But with Riddle, really? And hey, had some success with it. It worked out fairly well for the both of them. So no, this was one that I knew. Listen, no disrespect to Raquel or Roxanne. They're both tremendous wrestlers. They got a great future in the business for singles matches, tag team matches, whatever they want to do. They both got high ceilings and high potential. But I just knew in the bottom of my gut they're going to go with Charlotte and Alexa on this because it's like Charlotte alluded to on Monday night. They bring a lot of prestige and a lot of eyes onto these belts because Charlotte tried bringing it up and it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek. Well, how many belts have I won? How many belts have you won? Like, they bring the belt. They have those belts. All of a sudden, people are paying attention going, oh, wait a minute. We got something going on here. Yeah, they can have some great matches on Raw. Yeah, they can have some great matches on SmackDown. But I think the real money makers with these is, like you alluded to, have them go to NXT. Have them go to TNA. You don't got to do a super long thing, but have them go with some of the best tag teams over there in TNA. Really elevate the belts.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. So I'd like to see them do this moving forward.
Yeah.
We just have to kind of wait to see how this all plays.
Yeah. Next up was a singles match, and, well, it was a match where Sami Zayn defeated Karrion Kross via pinfall in 8 minutes and 10 seconds.
Well, there's a lot to process with this one. Karrion Kross has been getting over with the fans organically.
Yep.
Very charismatic wrestler. Him and Scarlett are a great pair. They have been doing this in the indies for quite some time. Obviously, Karrion Kross's WWE tenure has been very mixed, to say the least. But during this run, I think we were all very optimistic to see him do something.
Well, and especially since he was with the company, got brought up to the main roster, had that god-awful gladiator gimmick.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go look it up.
Just
find out for yourself. Got released, came back, and everyone's like, oh, he got brought back under the Triple H regime. He was a big Triple H guy down at NXT. His NXT run was nothing short of tremendous.
Right.
And then it's kind of been a little bit of a mixed bag. He's been getting over with the crowd. There's been reports that at a bunch of the house shows and the Monday Night Raws and what have you, that he's been one of the top merch movers. You've got the crowd in between segments on the international broadcast chanting, "We want Cross, we want Cross, we want Cross." It seems like he's getting over, and then you have him lose every single feud he's been in this year.
Well, I think it's a matter of him working into a WWE storyline. And just hear me, I want to say this. There's one thing to get over with the crowd.
Sure.
But it's another win, as we've seen on WWE Unreal. They do a lot of months planning.
True.
And to try finding the right place for him to fit in, because what he's supposed to be essentially is the Mephisto of WWE.
Yeah.
And it didn't work with Sami Zayn.
Right.
Because obviously Sami wins this match. The big question now coming out of this is it's rumored, and I stress rumored, Karrion Kross and Scarlett's contract run out this weekend as we record.
That is the rumor.
So if that is the case, the ending of the match makes some sense.
Right.
Karrion Kross has been featured on 2 PLEs lately.
Yep.
During this whole We Want Kross movement.
Yep.
He has lost both feuds.
Yep.
So now the question is, where do we go from here with him? And there's literally 2 options. One, he's done. Him and Scarlett leave. They go tear up the indies, a la Cody Rhodes, a la Drew McIntyre. Whenever somebody's released from WWE, that's what they should be doing.
Yeah.
And he fully will. He'll be up there with Matt Cardona as the top draw on the indies.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it. The other thing that could be happening is he did resign. Same with Scarlett.
Kind of an R-Truth situation.
Yeah. And they're going to turn him face.
Okay.
And mark my words, if they go this route, him and Sami Zayn are going to be World Tag Team Champions by year's end.
Ooh.
Because that'll be the thing, that he couldn't corrupt the uncorruptible. If I can use those words.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But that's the only way you can justify him. Sammy's his kryptonite.
Okay.
He couldn't beat him because there was a whole weird stipulation. He had to admit that.
The description, because I'm reading off the Wikipedia pages, had Kross won, Zayn would have had to admit that Kross was right, that Zayn was not a good person. Since Zayn won, Kross had to admit he was wrong about Zayn, when did that get added? Friday?
That's the thing. I missed it, so I don't even know when this was
we went
added.
over the card last week on our show, and that was not on the mat. That was not on the thing. Because I would have read that and kind of gone, what the heck does that mean?
Well, I think they would have telegraphed their move because now that Kross has admitted that Sami was right, because they did. They had that little moment at the end of the match where Sami wins clean.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense because Sami did reference him on Monday Night Raw this past week.
Right.
He was referenced because of the book he has coming out.
Oh, yeah. Kross does have a book coming out.
So if he was leaving, they never would mention that. So that's why I tend to think he's re-signed. Plus, you saw on Monday Night Raw, to jump ahead a little bit, Sami was caught up in the middle of the Sheamus Rusev cluster. When they were fighting backstage.
Cluster's a polite way to put it.
Right.
Train wreck, but I don't mean that in a bad way.
So if he's going to try fighting them both, and we don't know ultimately they might tag team Sheamus and Rusev up.
Sami is slated to face Rusev this upcoming Monday.
Right. So if he gets jumped in there by Sheamus, who comes running in trying to fight everybody,
more than likely.
I'm not saying it's out of the realm of thought that Kross comes in to bail him out. And that's where we start. That's where we start the feud because they don't have anything for Sheamus right now. But Sheamus is also somebody
just a fight forever with Rusev,
right? But that's the whole thing. He's always been that character. He's a perfect plug and play for whatever they need.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to put him in there. Rusev, he's a heel.
Yeah.
He works better as a heel than he does a face.
It's kind of in that old vein of Rusev when he first made his main roster debut, wrecking shop, leaving.
Yeah,
which works.
It does. So, like I say, I don't doubt those two teaming up.
Could be.
Then you have Sami needing a partner.
Yeah.
Boom, there it goes.
Yeah, could be.
And then you're off to the races.
Could be.
That's how I see it playing out. So it's going to be one of two options. We'll have a better understanding next week.
Yeah.
On WWE programming because if Kross shows up on Monday, he's re-signed.
Yep.
Just that's all you need to take it.
Because they're not doing house shows that much anymore. So it would be Monday.
Yep.
Next up is a singles match for the WWE Women's Championship match, which, well, until later in the night, this was the shortest match on the card because Tiffany Stratton defeated Jade Cargill, winning via pinfall in 7 minutes and 5 seconds.
Okay. There's something to process here.
Okay.
Jade Cargill is a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Her run in the Queen of the Ring tournament was not great.
No.
She did not have great matches.
Not real memorable.
No. And I think that since she's come over from AEW, there is a certain style WWE likes to run in their matches. She is struggling to get a full grasp of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you don't have a great match against Asuka, which she didn't,
No.
I don't know if that necessarily kind of made them call an audible about her winning the title.
It could be. I mean, we saw her wrestle last year. She was still in a tag team with Bianca at that point when the live show came here to our area in what was that, June last year.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have both had the same thought of she's good. You know, it's not the worst thing we've ever seen, but there are a lot of rough edges that need to be worked on before the polished product is something you're ready to strap a rocket to and put her on the top of the company and especially on the top of that division. I think the thing is I agree with you. Yes, it's rough. She still needs work and whatnot. But I also think at the same time, whatever she's been running with, be it face or a little bit of an in-betweener, it ain't working. I think it works better, especially because she's got the physique. She's got the raw power of she can just deadlift darn near anyone. Probably even. I think she's even lifted Nia. She's got the strength to do it. Just come in, and just start wrecking shop as a heel. Come in, kick butt, pin them, and leave. And I think it'll work a lot better than what they're doing right now.
That's what she needs to be. She's a natural heel.
Yeah.
Well, I think what they need to do, and bear with me when I say this.
No, sure.
They need to have her go for the mid-card title like they did in AEW.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, TBS title is the mid-card title.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that they're equal and all that nonsense. Because I think when you give her a program like that, she has time to work on areas that need to be improved. And that will allow her to do it. If you put her as the champion, there's a lot more that goes into it when you're the top person of the said division. You have to really make sure you can talk on the mic, which she can. She's good, but she also has to go in the ring and put on 5-star matches. She's getting there. It's not to say she won't be there. Trust me,
Sure.
she will be there by the time it's all said and done.
Sure.
But I think at this moment in time, it's not her time yet.
No.
And
I agree with that.
And I think that we saw a lot of that in this match, but we also saw a lot of that in Tiffany Stratton too, which I sense. And you and I will both kind of understand this more being UFC context. I think that she got pushed very fast to the top.
Sure.
And I don't necessarily know if she was ready for that. In the sense of, in the ring, an amazing talent.
Yeah.
Promo work, to be desired.
Yeah, there's some hit and misses.
Exactly. And I think that it's just a matter of too much too soon.
Yeah.
Because when she was in NXT, she was dominant. She had the great feud with Becky Lynch.
Well, she changed her gimmick a couple times in NXT too.
Right. But once she settled in on True Tiffy time, that's a different case.
Yeah.
She's not a good face. She's a good heel. She's a great heel.
She can be a face, but you can't do it for an extended period of time.
Right. And I think the problem was her being Nia's lackey really kind of set her back a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when she finally made the breakaway, that didn't go, I think, as well as it should have. Well,
and you think about it, she broke away from Nia, cashed in, won the belt, had the build up with Charlotte, and had the match at WrestleMania. And what's been the most memorable thing she's had in the last 8 months? It's been the moment with Charlotte in the ring where they had the promo off and they both went off script.
Yeah.
That's not to say she's had bad matches and whatever. She's had good matches. She's had promos that are fine. But when you sit there and you ask, not even necessarily a diehard fan, but just a casual WWE fan, hey, what's one thing you remember of Tiffany Stratton? Most of the time, you're probably going to get she got that line in against Charlotte back before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not what you want, though.
No, you definitely don't want to be remembered for that. I think it's just a matter of, it's almost parallel to Jade. That I think it's just too much too soon.
Yeah.
And I think that if she's put into a program, say with a Becky Lynch.
Sure.
That's somebody she had great chemistry with. She can work with Becky, kind of find the flaws that she's having.
Sure.
And really kind of get some time to work on them. Because, like I say, I just think it's too much too soon with her. I don't necessarily know who else could take the belt from her right now except Chelsea Green, which, listen, give it to her.
Sure.
Chelsea was amazing as U.S. champ. Let her have a world title run.
Yeah.
And then you can always do the draft switch up there with the rosters.
Well, if LA Knight is switching from SmackDown to Raw, which I got a feeling he is, I mean, you would, in theory, have to trade somebody back. So you could always send Natalya back over to SmackDown.
Well, I mean,
Because I think she's technically Monday Night Raw.
right. Well, I mean, they'll sort that out sooner than later. I think they're kind of they get to this point before they do a draft reset that they kind of blur the lines a little
And
bit.
they've been talking about this for God knows how many years.
Right. So I think in this situation, though, I think for Tiffany, she's got to work with somebody for a little bit. That she doesn't need to be the lead. Like she needs to be somebody learning from it. So, like I say, I don't think it's necessarily Bayley again.
No.
But I would like to see like a Becky Lynch.
Sure.
Or even Alexa. Granted, we're talking tag teams and such, but even like that would be somewhere I think that she could get some help with, because this match it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
It was a very abrupt ending, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Like I was watching the match and I'm checking a message on my phone and I look back and I'm like, oh, wait, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you can describe that.
Yeah. Next up on the card was a tag team match between Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, who defeated Randy Orton and Jelly Roll, winning via pinfall in 17 minutes and 10 seconds. And I got to tell you what, I got to give Jelly Roll a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, he showed up for it.
Wasn't the greatest celebrity performance of all time.
No,
but that splash Logan Paul hit on him on the table. Oh my God! If you'd have given me $100,000 to take that splash, I'd have told you to take that money and leave.
Oh, I took it. But nevertheless, Jelly Roll was great in his role for being let's face it, this is a part-time job for him.
Pretty much.
He came in, he understood the assignment, got over. I mean, had a moment with Logan.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely plan on seeing him back.
Oh, absolutely.
At some point.
Some point. He's a busy dude, so it's when his schedule allows.
Right, but I think the one thing that we have to give the focus to is Logan Paul.
Uh-huh.
He is now settled in that veteran role.
Yeah, which is kind of wild to say.
It's crazy. Think what you will of him as a person. But in the ring, he's doing all the right moves, and granted, he's going to be world champion before it's all said and done.
More than likely.
I can't give you a timetable. I'll say sooner than later, but great match for what it was.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the rest of the night.
Yeah, well. So then we got to the main event, which was the singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship, where you had Gunther defending his belt against CM Punk. CM Punk emerged victorious, defeating Gunther, winning via pinfall in 30 minutes and 20 seconds. Hellacious match. Fantastic match. I would argue the best match CM Punk has had since he came back to WWE.
I'll give you that. I mean, I think it's from bell to bell. I want to emphasize this. From bell to bell, match of the year for me. Mm-hmm. Easily. I thought that this is the CM Punk we've been waiting to see.
Yeah.
Gunther, we have to give him his flowers. He might be the best wrestler on the planet right now.
He's up there.
He's in that conversation. If you don't think he's number one, the list is very short of who he's behind. I'm going to say that right now.
Uh-huh.
They put on a hell of a match. I know Gunther got either broken nose or he does have a nose injury of some sort.
He legitimately has a nose injury and was already scheduled for some time off once this show is over.
Yeah, so he definitely did his thing in there. And then CM Punk wins.
Yep. Has his moment. First title in WWE in 12 years, 13 years?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And then a certain visionary, a certain revolutionary, a certain architect. Am I missing any of his nicknames?
Probably,
yeah. Seth Rollins music hits. And, of course, I don't care what WWE says. Unless you were living under a rock or you had been out of cell service for the last month, everyone was expecting this in some capacity. It just was a matter of question of what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Rollins music hits. He comes out. It's just him and Paul Heyman. He's on the crutches, and it looks like he's just reminding you, hey, enjoy your moment. I got the briefcase. I'm coming for you. You know, I'm lurking in the shadows, you know, as it were. That's what it looked like. So then he starts to turn and walk back to gorilla position, and he stops. And I got to give him all the god darn credit in the world, because go back and watch the clip of this moment, because he timed this perfectly with the music, because as we know, wrestlers' theme songs typically not as long as you hear them on television.
Right.
They're looping several times in their entire entrance. He timed the turnaround for right when the music looped back around and started fresh. And right when the music looped around, he threw the crutches to the side, he took off the knee brace, and he came marching down to the ring with a purpose, because it was all work, folks. It was all work. He was not actually injured. He did not actually have any sort of knee injury. He pulled the wool over everybody's eyes, unless you didn't don't buy into that. And he cashed in his money in the briefcase, which led to a match between him and CM Punk, and he won in 10 seconds to become your new World Heavyweight Championship. Now, we should note, and I looked this up personally, this is not the shortest title run in main roster history. Might be the shortest title run in this belt's history, but for the main roster overall, not the shortest title run. One Seth Rollins still owns that moniker. Want to know why?
Dean Ambrose.
Yep, Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley. It was the night that all three members of the Shield held the WWE Championship. Roman came in as champ. Seth beat him, and then Ambrose, a.k.a. Moxley, cashed in on him. When Moxley cashed in on him and won, Seth had held the belt for like 2 minutes and change.
Yeah.
So still not the shortest title run in main event or main roster history.
Yeah, I mean, this move...
They're calling it the ruse of the century. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Everyone was expecting him to come out. It was just a matter of, okay, is he legit hurt? Or is it, a work?
Well, that was the thing. We all were kind of speculating about it.
Yeah.
That, is he really out? Is he out long? WWE made a lot of moves to cover up for it.
Well, he and his wife did, because according to Seth, because Seth did an interview on, I believe it was Monday, with the Rich Eisen show.
Yeah.
He's been on there a couple of times. According to Seth, the only folks that knew were him, his wife, and his daughter, but his daughter spilled it to her school teacher, and he had to go, hey, don't tell anybody. Mm-hmm. And then some of the higher-ups in the company.
Well, I mean, they want to keep that element of surprise there, but the problem was everybody knew this was coming.
Yeah.
They did not do a great job about hiding this.
No.
And we had already kind of speculated that, we didn't think the injury was that severe.
Nope.
And they proved it right by having him come out, because I thought it would have been better. And we addressed this on the Wrestling Night Live recap show, too. Mm-hmm. If you had Punk out there celebrate and then Rollins come out, address him, and then walk away,
right,
that would have been fine. They should have just done the title change on Monday night. The fact they didn't,
right,
I think, really hurt it. And it was not one that, if you're in the know, you knew about this. I think there was a lot, in my opinion, there was a lot of dirt sheet writers that were celebrating that thought they called this, but the writing was on the wall for quite some time.
I thought it was legit when it first started, because you go back and you look at the reactions, especially of LA Knight, and what happened there. But the more time went on, I don't want to say I fully doubted it, but I questioned it more than I was like, no, it's a work. I wasn't sure, just because from what I've seen in the past with regular sports and especially pro wrestling, some of the stuff you typically see with knee injuries wasn't lining up for what typically happens. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not entirely sure this is legit, but I don't want to sit here and say it's fake.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very slippery slope.
Uh-huh.
And one I don't think was a great call.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, because now you've really...
How far did the work go?
Yeah, that's the whole thing, because if you did this to a lot of the wrestlers in the back, that's not going to go over well.
No.
And especially in this case where you've now set up, you have to do LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. That's done already.
Oh, and Roman's factoring in there somehow.
Roman is factoring in pending on his movie schedule.
True.
So that's also going to be another time delay on that.
Yep.
You also have Jey Uso in the mix.
Yep.
You have a lot of other people. Like, there's no clear-cut direction you have to go in. Plus, you also have CM Punk that gets a rematch.
Uh-huh.
So they made this a lot more messy than they needed to.
Yeah, they really did.
And I think for them trying to pull one over on the fans, I just think this backfired on them.
I think they tried to recapture the magic of his last cash-in, where it was Mania, it was Roman and Brock, and it was all this other stuff, and the heist of the century, and blah, blah, blah. But that's like trying to capture lightning in a bottle twice. You might pull it off, but a lot of times it don't work.
But faking an injury.
Oh, yeah, I don't agree with that.
That's the thing. Like, that's a little above and beyond, even for the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
So definitely left a lot of mixed feelings in fans on night one.
Uh-huh.
The new setup for the WWE post-show press conference came into play.
Certainly something.
It definitely is. I mean, it's something. I think it's the right call, though.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking a scripted television show in WWE, which I get the moves are real and I get the injuries are real and this and that, it's still scripted. But having people ask legit questions It works fine if you're doing an interview, like a one-on-one, like a Chris Van Vliet with, whoever it is, Penta, or pick your wrestler, or whatever. Like, that's fine. But doing it as if this is, Tom Brady or Josh Allen after they just won their latest football game on a Sunday doesn't make much sense.
Well, I understand they wanted to try doing something different.
Sure.
So I will applaud that. But the issues, and I don't even want to get into all of them.
Sure.
You had a lot of problematic questions that were getting asked that did not need to get asked.
Yeah.
And then you had a lot of people that should not be asking questions, in my opinion.
Or asking the same question, just worded differently, but it already got an answer.
Yeah, so I think it was nice try, but fell short, so they wanted audible to it. Yeah. And I think the way they have it set up now is fine.
The post show work, yeah, no, I didn't watch the full thing. I caught a bit of it. The post show works fine as is. Just bring on a couple folks of note from the show, interview them, have them leave. It's fine.
Yeah, and Triple H announced at the end, he's like, "Well, if you thought that was something, night 2 is going to be something else."
Oh, he ain't wrong.
No, night 2 definitely was the more controversial of nights. The better night of the card, I should say.
For wrestling, yeah.
For wrestling wise, so let's get into that.
So night 2 opened up with the triple threat for the Women's World Championship, where Naomi defended her belt, winning against Rhea Ripley, pinning Rhea Ripley. Now I got to note she didn't pin Io Sky, winning in 16 minutes and 20 seconds.
Love this match.
I love the fact Naomi got played out to the ring by her dad.
Yeah, her dad's a famous musician.
Had no idea.
Neither did I. So
that was awesome.
Yeah, so I was super excited about this. Naomi's been a rock star in more ways than one since she's been back on this heel run. So this was perfectly played out. She won by heel tactics, and that's what she should be doing. So nothing wrong with this. All big bucket of win.
No. Next up was the 6-pack tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. You had Andrade and Rey Fenix teaming up together, going up against DIY, Fraxium, the Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, and with the Wyatt Six and Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy defending. And in what was probably my favorite match of the entire weekend, I don't know about you, because good God, winning via retrieving the championship belts in 16 minutes, even the Wyatt Six.
So this was a great match.
Oh my God, yeah, it was.
And for anybody that was curious if WWE cared about tag team wrestling, I want to say this is the last shot for it, because if you did not leave this match excited to see where this goes, you're not going to get into tag team wrestling. You're just not.
Yeah.
And they were doing a lot of crazy spots. Candice LeRae, shout out to her.
Holy cow, yeah.
They really embraced the assignment.
The core strength from Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
There's a photo, and I can't remember if it's Gargano who tweeted it or Ciampa, or it might have been Nathan Frazier. One of them, of the three gentlemen, tweeted it. And it was the moment where Tommaso was hanging upside down from where the belts were. Yeah. And Frazier came off the middle rope for the moonsault and got super kicked.
It's Gargano.
Okay.
Gargano posted it.
So that's absolute cinema right there.
Yeah, no, and his caption on it is "Hang it in the Louvre," which, I'm looking at the photo. Yeah, hang it in there.
That is what they should be showing for anything that is tag team wrestling for a while.
Well, because they were going to set that spot up, and I'm like, oh, they're going to do, the spot from, what was it, WrestleMania 17. I'm like, oh, they're going to do that again. And then he missed, and Ciampa hung upside down from where the belts were suspended, and he proceeded to hang there for a couple of minutes. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, everybody did a fantastic job with it.
Yeah.
The only thing I did not like about this match is the Wyatts retained.
I'm all right with it.
See, I'm at this phase with them, though. Has the gimmick run its course?
I don't think they've been on TV enough for that to be the case.
See, but that's the thing. They were, and granted, I understand.
They had a great debut.
They had the great debut, and then unfortunately injuries happened. Uncle Howdy kept them off.
Yep.
And maybe it's just me, but they cooled off for me. So I need to get something more interested in getting back to this gimmick. So that's why I say, I think for the 6, I would have liked to see them lose the belts to somebody and then kickstart it another way.
I mean, listen, I'm all right with it. I mean, we got to see Joe Gacy.
I was happy to see Joe win.
We got to see Joe Gacy here. He wrestled for some of the local promotions in our area, 2CW, Excite Wrestling. So to get to see Joe go from wrestling in, Legion Halls here in Binghamton to walking into MetLife Stadium, I'm like, how surreal is this for him? No, I'm all right with them retaining. I think you got to give them a chance to build kind of back up. I think there's still an opportunity for it, but you just got to hit the notes right.
Yeah, I mean, they have to do a lot of work, but this is a prime example of why they should be taking the momentum of this. Mm-hmm. They got to come out swinging on Friday night.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I can't give you a match pairing, but they need to have something. Like, have them open the show. Like, if
Sure.
like, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm going to say, like, with the WCW Cruiserweights, when they used to open Monday Nitro. Mm-hmm. Put the tag teams there.
Sure.
Like, listen, there's nothing to be mad about. They open the show, they get the crowd wound up.
Sure.
Boom, done.
Sure.
Makes a lot of sense.
Next up was the no disqualification, no countout last chance match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship with Becky Lynch defending her belt against Lyra Valkyria and winning via pinfall with a little bit of unfortunate assistance on Lyra's part. Was Becky Lynch winning in 25 minutes and 5 seconds. So, because Becky Lynch won, Lyra Valkyria can no longer challenge for that belt as long as Becky Lynch is champion.
So, love Becky's new theme.
It's all right.
I'm all in for it.
I'm not a huge fan of the band. It's nothing against them.
I love the Wonder Years, so I'm good with it.
It's fine. I kind of maybe it'll grow on me, but I'm just used to because she's had her old theme from God knows how long.
Oh yeah, she's had it since
almost 10 years.
Yeah. So like I say, but at this point, if you're going to change gimmicks like she is,
Yeah.
you have to do something different.
Yeah.
This is the same problem I have with Seth Rollins still coming out to burn it down.
Yeah.
And you need to switch that up to something else. I don't know. I know he's always petitioned about getting Parkway Drive to do this.
Right.
I think now is the time to really put it on Triple H about getting that done.
Yeah.
But I liked the presentation here with Becky. Mm-hmm. I thought the match was great.
Yeah, it was good.
However, I thought it went way too long.
By about somewhere between 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit like when we always complain about the Young Bucks in AEW.
Oh.
I had those kind of vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bayley was late on her one spot too to come in to make the save, so I think that hurt a little bit, but it happens.
Yeah.
Didn't take me out of the match.
No.
But I think how they set up with Bayley accidentally hitting Lyra with the chain
makes sense.
And I think it's a good move to keep Lyra away from Becky right now.
Yeah.
Lyra needs to work, like we talked about Tiffany Stratton and Jade. She needs to work on a lot of things too, especially promo skills. Because had she kept it going against Becky, we just saw on Monday Night Raw, Becky Lynch destroyed.
She eviscerated.
It was a Mortal Kombat fatality on Nikki Bella with the mic.
It was a perfect fatality.
Yeah.
Let's get it straight.
Yeah. She had nothing to come back with.
No.
Nothing. So had Lyra been in that spot?
That'd have been the end of her main roster run.
See, I don't think Becky would have done it, but I would say this.
I don't think that Becky planned on doing it because based off of Nikki's reaction.
No.
I think Nikki was caught off guard.
Well, Nikki, in my opinion, Nikki went somewhere she should not have gone.
Yeah.
And Becky is not the type that you do that with.
Well, if they keep I don't know how the Unreal show is going to work, whether it's just going to be a certain different time of year, they're going to keep it going and insert new quote-unquote seasons as the year goes on, but we'll find out.
Oh, I think we'll have this season done.
Okay.
I think we'll have this. But I'm just saying, with what Nikki tried doing, and maybe just my observation.
Oh, yeah.
I think Nikki thought that she had been the big dog for quite some time in the yard.
Well, yeah.
During her run where she was, the longest world champion?
She was the longest, she had the longest Divas title run, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. That maybe she thought that she still was the number one, and Becky Lynch was saying no.
Well, I mean, for her time, yes.
Yes, but that's why I say she's coming back now.
Right, but no, what I'm saying is for her time, yes, Nikki was one of the top performers they had, but but also go back and look at who was on the roster at that time.
Oh, I agree.
Which is not a slight against any of those wrestlers, but you just look at the talent and, well.
Right, but that's the whole thing, that she thought that she still was the number one because that's the time period she knows. Mm-hmm. And thought that maybe that was going to carry over in some way.
Yeah.
And Becky was like, no, this is a new era and you're not number one.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. There's a new top dog in the yard.
Yeah, she did. So, yeah, she did have the longest WWE Divas Championship reign, which, if I'm not mistaken, started right after AJ Lee left the company.
Yeah.
And because AJ had it at that time.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I said. They're going to have a solid feud. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest with you. So I'm okay with this. But for Lyra, she's got to reevaluate a couple things.
I say let her give it a run as a heel.
Well, you know what?
She's done the face thing for her entire main roster run. It's gotten better. You know, the crowd is kind of getting more behind her and more into it, which, who knows, that could be them just turning up the mics on the crowd. I don't know. Not saying, but I'm just kind of speculating. But she's tried the whole face thing. It hasn't really connected, I think, the way they might have wanted to. Let's see what she can do as a heel.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you do it. And her and Bailey in a program, like, just
Sure.
give them time and let them go. Like, that's perfectly fine.
Sure. Next up was a steel cage match for the WWE United States Championship with Solo Sikoa defeating Jacob Fatu by escaping the cage, although obviously there was assistance. Winning in 12 minutes and 40 seconds.
This felt lackluster to me.
A little bit. It was in the same vein for me as the Tiffany Stratton Jade Cargill match was, where it was going and it wasn't awful, but then it just kind of ended.
Yeah,
It's like they hit their time limit and they're like, whoops, we can't afford to give any more time to this segment. End it.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, I think that this was a situation where you knew Solo had to win, and it was just a matter of buying time and trying to build for a moment here.
Yeah.
And I thought that, it didn't click on that per se.
Yeah,
but
like it was fine.
it was fine for what it needed to be.
Yeah.
I will say that. But I think overall, a very underwhelming match.
Yeah.
But now I'm just hoping keep Jacob away from Solo.
Yeah.
Let him, I don't care if you got to move him rosters, do something. Him, just the fight forever here is just not working. Let Solo have a run against somebody else and see what we do.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Then you got to the singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship with Dominic Mysterio defeating AJ Styles, winning via pinfall in 10 minutes and 45 seconds.
Brilliant.
Oh my God, everything about this match was amazing.
Dominic Mysterio is the MVP of WWE.
Uh-huh.
Don't say otherwise, because there's no argument. I never thought I'd be saying this, but yeah, no, he is the MVP. He's doing everything right and doing it well and just really capturing the psychology aspect of things, and that is playing a big factor, especially with how AJ tried coming out with the Latino Heat gear.
There ain't no tried. He did.
Right, but I'm just saying,
Dom did an interview on Busted Open Radio. I want to say it was on Monday sometime, or maybe Sunday, Monday, sometime in there. Dominic said it's a 1-for-1 recreation of Eddie's gear from 2005.
yeah, no, it looked perfect. That's what I say. He tried pulling it off, and Dominic didn't buy into it, and he won by nefarious means too. It was a great homage to Eddie Guerrero. So
and the best part of that is Dominic said he had no idea AJ was going to do that.
Yeah,
which is tremendous.
It's tremendous on all levels.
I loved everything about this match. Dom coming out in kind of his own version of his dad's gear from 20 years ago. AJ coming out as Eddie Guerrero with the lowrider and his kid in the car. You know, from everything about the Eddie spot. I just loved everything about this match. And I've never been more happy to say I've been wrong about Dominic Mysterio, because you look at where he was 5 years ago when he first started his run, where we are on this show documented saying, listen, he's not that great. Maybe you need to give him a run at NXT and have him improve a bit. He didn't need it. He's fine.
No, he did. Remember, he went down to NXT.
That's true.
Yeah, he was doing double duty. I'm going to say on record, that was what turned everything around. He was too much too soon on the main roster for him. But once he got to NXT, he got a chance to build and do some things there.
Yeah.
And that was perfect for him. And now look at him. He's one of their top stars.
Absolutely.
He's going to be the next world champion.
He's in a match at AAA Mania coming up.
Yeah, I'm not down. He walks away with that belt too.
I mean, listen, there's a certain El Grande in that match that I wouldn't doubt. You never know. Although, which version is it? There's like 4 now.
Yeah.
I'm seeing quadruple.
It's multiplying.
It really is. Next up was the main event of the evening, and this was the street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship with Cody Rhodes defeating John Cena, winning via pinfall in 37 minutes and 45 seconds.
It's the greatest AEW match in WWE history. Where do you go from here? I mean, you had Cena come out. He went back to being a face.
Yep.
So I am going to say officially, I think the Rock Travis Scott nonsense is officially gone.
That's what it looks like.
Which, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. I'm sorry, Travis Scott was not ready for primetime in this manner. And if you believe all the rumors, I think it came to fruition there. So you can do your own research for that, folks. But Cena came out with Jets colors, so you knew he was going to lose. Just kidding, everyone. But he came in and they had a great match. Albeit, though, it was like an AEW one. Finisher after finisher after finisher.
Yeah.
Even to the point there was a top rope AA that Cody Rhodes kicked out of.
Yeah.
And then even Cody hit 3 crossroads on him, a la what he did with Roman Reigns, and he still kicked out of it.
Thank you. I was about to mention that.
Yeah, so like I say, they were hitting each other with so many finishers. It got to a point it was like, what do you have to do to stop something?
I mean, I know the running joke with Cena is he's got a clause in his contract that he's got to get hit with 5 finishers before you can pin him. But good Lord, this was way more than 5.
Yeah, no, they went over the top with it. So that's why I say it was to an extreme level. Like, an abundance, I guess I should say, but not in a good sense.
Yeah, no, less is more is not always a bad thing.
Right. So I think they overdid it for this one. They
I agree.
they wanted their own Avengers Endgame because, simply put, this is the passing of the torch moment.
Oh yeah, I'll say
So-
this: it was better than their Mania match.
Oh, completely. This was way better than
Yeah,
Mania.
yeah.
I will give you that. Now I'm kind of curious, are they going to try running it back for a third on the way out the door? Maybe.
I don't think so.
Well, it depends where they go from here, but we do have an immediate answer. And
Yeah. Boy, I never wish I was more wrong about something.
yeah, same here. Because we had heard rumors over the weekend about...
I heard squat.
I heard one day of show.
I got asked if this person would show up, and I go, there's no chance.
Well, I didn't think that they were going to come back either. And that's when I started hearing on day of show that allegedly there was somebody backstage that everybody's keeping very hush-hush about.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what site was saying it, but I also took it as there's no chance this person was going to come
Right.
back. We were all wrong.
Uh-huh.
Because at the end of the night, Cena, which they should have ended this match with him getting his flowers from the New York crowd.
Which is what it seemed like it was going to be.
Yeah, that's what they should have done, left it be. That's all they needed to do.
Yeah.
As he's getting ready to leave the ring, you hear that guitar riff, and it belongs to the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Now, Brock Lesnar has not been on WWE TV in quite some time due to his connection with the ongoing investigation with Vince McMahon. So he has just been off TV.
Yep.
We want to stress he has not been convicted of anything.
Uh-huh.
He was just involved in the one of the accusations.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's back on WWE TV, WWE must have felt that he was cleared of any connection there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still, obviously, him being there, and if you know the situation going on with Vince, him coming back there is not the greatest of PR moves,
No.
to put it mildly.
No. I looked it up. Lesnar's last match was on SummerSlam 2023, where he was defeated by Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
So it's been basically a full 2 years.
Right.
Actually,
So,
it's 2 years to today.
yeah, because I was going to say SummerSlam is when they last fought.
Yeah.
So, seeing him show up definitely got a reaction out of many people.
Mm-hmm.
And however anybody wants to feel about it, they're entitled to.
Yeah.
I know personally, I was not super excited to see him come back.
No, I wasn't either. Like, I get it from the aspect of it's Cena's final year, so we're kind of doing the greatest hits of John Cena's career. You know, we've already done Randy. We've already done Punk. As much as I would love to see them go at it one more time, they both said, no, that's it. We're not going up against each other. But unfortunately for some of the noteworthy folks from Cena's history, I mean, unless you want to do Sheamus again, which you could. But for the folks he hasn't already faced in this kind of farewell tour, they're either retired or they're in AEW. And, well,
Yeah.
let's face it, that forbidden door ain't opening anytime soon. So if that is the avenue you want to go down, I understand it. I don't agree with it, and I don't think it's the right move in any way, shape, or form, whether it's legal cleared him or they're getting close to a settlement, which I'm not saying they are.
Right.
I'm just purely speculating, because the timing is very interesting, but hey, it's what they're the ones calling the shots, not me.
Exactly. I mean, that's one thing. WWE and TKO did their due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
They felt that this was a move that they wanted to do. Whether you want to believe Triple H's statements at the end of the press conference on night 2, where he said John wanted to fight some people on the way out the door. We got everybody we were able to. And obviously Lesnar is one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, and even that whole thing has been interesting because Cena did an appearance on the Adam's Apple YouTube channel where he said, quote, well, I've been saying the same thing for 25 years. They deal them. I play them. I'm just really excited. We got like 12 of these things left. I think SummerSlam was an indication from the audience where everybody kind of knows we're closing our book. And just because I closed my book in December, that doesn't mean the WWE closes its books. They got to continue their programming going forward. So they're just trying to make the most exciting show for the fans, man. I got a dozen of them left. They deal them. I play them, close quote.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it. So if you don't like the move, I'm just going to say this. If you don't like it, don't watch the program.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to send them a message. because obviously we're not here to do any legal breakdowns
I'll
or
say
anything.
I'm not the one studying law.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Like I say, we don't agree with it.
No.
Never have said we have agreed with it. And
Nope.
I think this is a very bad move. And
I agree.
That's how this all plays out. We'll have to wait to see.
Yeah.
Because if Brock is now back on the main roster after Cena, that's a whole different ball of wax.
Well,
too.
he is 48 years old. He turned 48 back in July. We do know where SummerSlam is next year.
Oh, it's in Minneapolis.
So, spitballing here. I mean, if he wants to go on his own farewell tour and retire in his hometown of Minneapolis, okay, sure.
Well, like we
I
said,
get it.
They could definitely do it. I mean, the thing is with him, you don't need a story. Like, okay, legal stuff out of the equation.
Yeah.
It's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Storyline wise,
He suplexed Cena like 15 times.
Yeah, he's the beast incarnate.
In one match.
You can just plug him in any single match if you want as a marquee match.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he has history with Cena. He's one of Cena's greatest rivals. So
Didn't they do a whole thing on the A&E show, Rivals?
Yeah.
Between the two of them? Yeah, there you go.
yeah, so I mean, from a storyline / character standpoint, the move makes sense.
It's a ghost from his past.
Yeah.
It's a ghost he didn't think would show up.
Yeah. So this definitely had the internet community talking.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, which, I mean, listen, seeing Lesnar back with everything involved, that's going to cause a reaction. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying people are right or wrong about their reactions.
What was the stat they threw up on?
Just when they're misleading about information, I think they're wrong.
What was the stat they threw up on Monday Night Raw? The videos of Brock returning in like the first 12 hours got like 75 million views.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
Well,
okay, there you go.
yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. There's a lot of people that were excited to see him back. Mm-hmm. And we're already doing fantasy booking because the long rumored match that fans have been waiting to see concerning Brock has been him and Gunther.
Right.
Now, will we see that? I don't know. I'm not even speculating about that. Only thing I know is for right now, Brock is back. He is going to be wrestling Cena at some point. Mm-hmm. I believe they have a show in Australia coming up. I'm not doubting that one.
Yeah, so after this, in terms of PLEs, the next one is going to be for NXT. That is Heat Wave, taking place August 24th in Massachusetts. After that, it is at the end of
the
August.
Paris show, right?
It's it's Clash in Paris. So you got that going on, which the only matches we know for that one right now is, one, it's going to be for the Women's World Championship, although that one could change because EO does have a championship matchup against Naomi coming up here on Monday night, this upcoming Monday. Don't know any other matches other than that. After that, it is Crown Jewel in Perth, which is middle of October.
So I would not doubt that that's where that happens.
Could be. Because after that, it's Survivor Series.
War Games.
And it ain't happening there.
No, they won't wait till War Games. I fully think they're going to do Perth.
Probably.
That would be my guess. I don't think they're going to do Clash in Paris.
No.
I think they'll do something.
I mean, unless they can get Lesnar to suplex somebody off the Eiffel Tower.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying that'll happen.
no, but I think they'll want to go because that's a larger show for them. Mm-hmm. So that makes more sense for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cena would. I mean, Cena might want to go wrestle in France one last time. Like he might. So it could be somebody else. That's the one thing we don't know. But But it is very puzzling to see the move be made.
Yeah.
So I know that we didn't see a big PR thing explaining it.
Yeah.
Just the only thing is they're trying to book Cena, former opponents, or whoever he wants on this farewell tour.
But again,
allegedly, Brock is on there.
Well, and again, unfortunately, because he's wrestled for so damn long at this point, most of the guys he's known for have retired or they're in AEW.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only ones that would make sense if they wanted to work out a one-night deal, which, listen, as wild as it sounds, I think they would do it for one night.
For Cena, yeah, probably.
It'd be Copeland.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Yeah.
You would not have anybody else coming from AEW to fight him.
No, I think you could probably talk Tony into it.
I think if Adam Copeland wanted to bad enough, one night after they finish whatever storyline stuff they're doing, he'd do it.
Yeah,
I think they'd make one exception, do it because they would get the buzz that AEW worked with them, and then
it works for both companies.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that possibility. I mean, if you want to ask me my percentage on that, I'm going to say 10.
I'm going to say 5.
Yeah, I'm just, like I say, you never know. Like I say, there could be reason because if Cena's the one pushing for getting said people back that have not been allowed back into TKO WWE, Anything legit is possible.
Well, Cena does do a little bit of work for AEW's parent company.
Yeah, so I mean, 10% I think is a safe bet.
Yeah, well,
But-
he works for their parent company for now until they split.
Yeah, which
That's a whole other ball.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that in another episode. But that was a lot of WWE talk going on, and like we say, it's still resonating through the fan base.
Yeah.
So the only thing I will just say is you're entitled to your opinion about that. Just make sure you're talking the facts instead of speculating about said case. So really make sure, basically, if you don't have anything nice to say about it, just don't say it and don't watch. There's plenty of other wrestling you can watch on Triller TV, like Game Changer Wrestling, New Japan.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff down the indies to watch.
Yeah.
Or if you want to watch AEW, you can do that too. But it depends on what you want to feel and how you want to do it. So that's your call to make. In the meantime, though, hit us up on that hashtag ODPH pod. WWE SummerSlam. Ton of storylines. Where you want to go with it. Hit us up. Let us know if you want more pro wrestling talk. Rich and Sammy will definitely have a lot to say on Wrestling Night Live this Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Nerd Initiative YouTube. So that all said, we're going to get a quick break. We'll be right back.
You ever wondered what comics Mark from Vale Mai is into? What Zach from Left Behind's favorite MCU movies are? Well, Metalcore Nerds is the show for you. My name is Sean Mott, and here at Metalcore Nerds, we cover the latest things in pop culture, whether it be Star Wars, Marvel, DC, AEW, and everything else in between. You can listen to the show every Monday on Adobe Howl at 7 p.m. Eastern, or find it anywhere you find podcasts after it debuts on the radio station.
The content you are listening to is part of the Nerd Initiative Podcast Network. For more info about the home of pop culture positivity, be sure to check out nerdinitiative.com.
Coming back for another segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. And on Disney Plus, the MCU is back in animation form.
Yeah.
So a long-awaited project has finally made its way to the streaming service. It is one that definitely caught our attention when we saw the trailer come out. And Pad, what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to be talking about presumably the only season, don't know, we'll see, of the animated series Eyes of Wakanda, which dropped this past week. 4 episodes, about a half hour, roundabouts there for all 4 episodes. But yeah, all 4 episodes now out on Disney Plus.
The show is developed by Ryan Coogler, who we know from the Black Panther movies. And this is one that really was given a little insight into the world of Wakanda. That when we saw the trailers, we weren't really sure what to expect. It looked like it was diving into the history. And boy, did it ever do that.
Yeah, so just a little bit of backstory. This was first announced back in February of 2021, where Coogler and his development company, Proximity Media, announced a 5-year television deal between that company and the Walt Disney Company. This deal did include the development for a drama series for Disney Plus based on Wakanda. So this has been in the works for the better part of 4 years now.
Yeah, so this is one that definitely they loaded up with a lot of great voice actors. Winnie Harlow was playing Noni. Cress Williams, who we know from Black Lightning, was playing Nakiti. The Lion. Larry Heron was playing Bakai. Adam Gold was playing Achilles. Like I say, they were really loading up the deck here and gave a different look to the history of Wakanda. And one that definitely got us talking. So what we're going to be doing, if you're new to the ODPH, what I'd like to do is give you a spoiler-free statement about the first season that we're going to break down. After said point, we give you a countdown. Should you stay or should you go? And once we get done with the countdown, we talk spoilers. We kind of give theories. We really break everything down. So if you haven't seen it yet, for whatever reason, download the episode, pause it. Pad puts the liner notes, timestamp in there so you know exactly when to jump out. So, Pad, that being said, let us take the trip to the Eyes of Wakanda. Give me your spoiler-free statement on it this season.
So I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato scores for this, which as of this recording, it has an average tomato meter, so that's the critic score of 92%, and an average popcorn meter, that is the viewer score of 71%. The show's fine. You know, it's not necessarily anything I'm going to be raving about to friends and family and colleagues I know who, you know, keep up on the MCU. I know my brother is currently going through, and this is how ambitious he is. He is doing an entire MCU rewatch, films and television. The kid's psycho, but hey, he's got a lot of time on his hands.
True.
This is one that I'm not necessarily going to go, yeah, you need to rush through to get to this. It's fine. It's good. It's enjoyable. But it doesn't necessarily, you know, change the game and leave us with an earth-shattering conclusion of, oh my God, what's going to happen? How's this going to affect the MCU? Not really. It's fun. I like the animation. The story's great. And As a history buff and someone who listens to way too many history podcasts, I enjoyed some of the settings they went to, so that was awesome for me. But did I necessarily go put it in my, top 5 animated projects Marvel has done throughout its history? Probably not, but it's still fun.
This show really caught me off guard because I was not sure what to expect and how far they would go back in history. Because it was following the Hatu Zarze, which is the war dogs of Wakanda, who are warriors that carry out pretty much the most dangerous missions.
Right, they're the special forces.
Yeah. So, and for them, they were trying to recover Wakandan artifacts that are scattered out through history. So this one was really something that I was like, okay, how are they going to pull this off and make this all work? And by the time we got to the end of episode 4, I have to admit, I was happily surprised at the ending because I was not expecting that. It definitely caused me to think about a couple things after seeing Black Panther 1 and Wakanda Forever that is now going, okay, well, how is this all going to play into the next phase of the Black Panther movie franchise? So I thought they did a great job with it, but I do agree with you. Like for being standalone for 1, 2, and 3, there's very little that you're like, whoa, like that moment.
There's moments that are cool, and there's moments
Yes.
that like, if you paid attention to in your history class, whether it be at the grade school level or into college or university, there's some stuff in there that you might go, oh, this is fun to see, but isn't necessarily anything that's going to leave you going, oh my God, this has radically shifted, the trajectory of the MCU. No, I mean, the easiest comparison I can make to this is almost in a certain way, like the From a Certain Point of View novels they've done for Star Wars. Not necessarily earth-shattering and doesn't really change the narrative of A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, or Return of the Jedi. Does it add some zest and some depth to some of those scenes in those movies? Yeah. But is it required reading for you to understand those 3 films? No.
No, I think it's a very solid prequel for one character in particular.
Yeah.
So I was happy with what I saw. Like I say, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was very happy with what I caught.
Yeah.
If they went back and did another season, I'd be very happy to see it. I don't necessarily know if they're going to.
I don't think they can, just because it would have to be something else entirely different.
Yeah, they'd have
It'd
to
almost have to be like an anthology type of thing.
Yeah, they would definitely have to do it in that style.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think they got the chance to do it, especially depending on what they want to take the direction.
You know what they could do? They could treat this as Star Wars, Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Sith, Tales of the Empire, and I'm just spitballing off the top of my head here. They could do a second season, but call it Eyes of Asgard, and do it from like the Asgardian side or something different.
Or Eyes of Talcon.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
I think that would be something very cool, too.
Yeah.
But for right now, what we got, very solid, worth the watch. Not earth-shattering, if you will. But
yeah, it's something to, like, if you need something to watch and there isn't anything, you're caught up on all your television shows, which if you are, I envy you. But if it's something you want to throw on for Friday night, you're sitting in there with your significant other, your kids, and you want to watch it, it's a good watch.
It's definitely a good watch, and it's short, too. So that's the nice thing about it.
You can definitely get it done in a night.
Yeah, so definitely keep an eye on that on Disney+. But now let's get into that spoiler talk. So, Pat, in 3, 2, 1, let's talk about Eyes of Wakanda.
It was good. It's certain parts of it were kind of confusing, and I was like, where are we going with this? And which we didn't really fully understand, at least for me, until the 4th episode, which not ideal, but hey, it was fine. I was treating it kind of like an episodic, each thing as its own standalone, and we'll see where we go. I enjoyed some of the historical aspects of this. I really dug the 2nd episode, probably the most of the 4, when that was set in the Trojan War, and getting to see some of that stuff. And like I said, just from a history buff standpoint, I enjoyed that stuff. But did I necessarily go, oh my God, I gotta rewatch Black Panther after seeing this film? Not necessarily.
The thing about it is I liked where it left off.
Sure.
Because it walked right into that moment we see Killmonger.
Yep.
And seeing how that led into it, I thought was a very cool surprise.
Oh, yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Because like you touched upon, they went into different time periods showing the war dogs hunting down artifacts with vibranium because they want to protect the secrets of Wakanda. And then it became a system of, do you value the mission over doing what's right? And there were lines crossed. And I like it when they kind of throw that moral questions into the mix, because you really have to get the depth of the series. And I thought for what we got, like episode 1, that was the Into the Lion's Den. Mm-hmm. And
it was a good setup.
Is a good setup. I mean, dated 1260 BC.
Yep.
And you kind of like walk through about how they're setting up the Pride of the Lion, and and it really gives Noni the time to shine and see about her character and what she's going through, and ultimately what happens, because at the time she's not in the Dora Milaje or Milaje, that she is somewhere else, and then she has to make the call about what she wants to do. But then she's like, nope, I'm going to choose to stay with the War Dogs, and that gives you an instant sense of what's going on. Like there's a lot of great action in it.
Oh yeah.
And it gives you just enough that you're like, okay, I see what's going on, because what they're all worried about is the world finding out about Wakanda. Mm-hmm. And this is much in the same vein of what we had with Killmonger, in the Black Panther 1 by Michael B. Jordan.
Which, and the thing too is, they're a little bit more advanced, or at least that's how it appears, than other civilizations at this time period. They're not to the level they are when we see them in Black Panther 1 and the sequel, where they've got the cloaking technology and this and that. So they got to be very careful with how they go about things, because anyone can find them if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that. So we have to see that for episode 1. And like I said, this is when you really saw Harlow and Williams go back and forth. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I love the voice work they did on this. Really hit the ground running, and especially like when you're seeing about how the Pride of the Lion has his own kingdom.
Yeah.
And, you see the rebellion going on, but then it's like Noni has to make her choice. Mm-hmm. And this is where you get a true sense of this is not going to be your typical story.
No.
And that's why I think I dug, because after the first episode, I was like, okay, where are we going from here? Mm-hmm. We do a somewhat time jump a little bit.
Yep.
And this is where we go into the Helen of Troy era. Mm-hmm. And I thought this was very well done.
This was my favorite episode of the 4.
Yeah. You want to talk about a little?
Yeah, so this one was set with the Trojan War, which, of course, was the Persians going up against the Greeks. It's the Trojan horse and that whole thing. You've got them going back and forth with the Greek army, going on, and Achilles was in the episode, which that was probably my favorite part of just seeing Achilles. I'm like, oh, is he going to have his thing happen where he loses in like one shot because they hit his Achilles? Didn't happen, but it was still awesome to see just this whole thing play out and develop between some of the main characters.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like I say, it was just a cool twist to see Wakanda involved in this.
Yeah. And
just the lengths they went to it. And this one had, I agree with you, this had the most emotional moments in it, because with Bakai winds up essentially killing Achilles.
Pretty much.
This was a moment that you're just like, or it was Men. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So when you see this go down, like, this is the moment where it's like, whoa, like this is the lengths they're going to. And,
that was a twist I didn't see coming.
Yeah, I did not see that coming either, because you saw like how they were friends and how they're trying to get everything on the same page, and it's just how quickly it falls apart. And this is where the allegiance lies, like the dedication to Wakanda, because the mission at hand is recovering the artifacts. So seeing this play in, that was a very, very cool moment. And seeing how this all ties in together.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they really nailed this. I fully agree with that. Like, this was up there, I would say, probably my favorite episode. I'm an Iron Fist mark, though.
Sure.
To a degree, not as big as our guy, JVD.
I hated how that got spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, because I was sitting there, and it's just something in me. I got to wait till the credits end, just because I like seeing that little progress bar at the bottom go all the way across the little icon. But while I'm sitting there waiting for that to finish, because I got to replace my Roku remote. My Roku remote's got issues. I'm sitting there waiting. The little icon pops up for the next episode. Mm-hmm. And it had the mask right there on the photo. And I'm like, I'm not mad about it, but I would have preferred to not see that before I started the episode.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, that was the one, seeing it, but that got me very excited about
sure.
It. So like I say, that's where I was, fully all in about what was playing out. But this was, like I say, when we get to Lost and Found episode 3, I will say, like, I was super pumped up about it.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, because, like I say, when you could see Iron Fist Jorani there, who's played by Johnny Zai, this was just a cool moment to see about the connection here and just how crazy things got with Basha.
Yeah.
And, the deep layered attack going on, because, he has the love affair with Jorani, winds up stealing the artifact. He's considered lost. Mm-hmm. So the Wakanda nation thinks he's dead.
Yep.
And then he finally finds the artifact after how long?
A decent amount of time.
Yeah, steals it, jumps in his spaceship his ship that he's had hidden.
Yep.
And then he gets back and he's like expecting a hero's welcome.
And everyone's convinced he's cursed because no one's ever gone into this place and come back, without an issue. He's like, no, perfectly fine. Nothing happened.
Yeah, because like I say, when you go into the land of the Iron Fist, you don't usually make it out in one piece.
Nope.
The fact Jurrani came to Wakanda,
Oh,
great action.
That was awesome.
Yeah, like I say, this was, wild to see this take place. Mm-hmm. And especially like Jurrani's fighting the Golden City. Like say, this was just crazy to see. And then how they ended it. I will say, some people were complaining about how funny it was.
Yeah.
But you know what? I thought it was a good change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I loved about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because how it turns out is, the artifact is the Wakandan technology is in the tooth of a dragon head.
Yep.
And Jurrani's like, why didn't you just tell me? And pops the tooth out and gives it. She's like, here.
That's just a classic case of lost in translation.
Yeah. So I dug it. I was
yeah. I understood it. And I'm like, oh, this would have been so simple if you'd have just spoken or said something.
Yeah. So anybody that was getting mad about it, I'm like, there's nothing to get mad about. Like,
yeah.
this was a good change of pace, because if everything had the seriousness of Legends of Lies episode 2 and Into the Lion's Den episode 1, you would have got to that end and be like, okay, like how serious do we need to be? Mm-hmm. This was fun, but it showcased the Iron Fist as well.
Yeah.
So I thought when we got to the end of this, like, perfect. Mm-hmm. Because then it's like, we're going to go back to a serious tone for episode 4 entitled The Last Panther. Mm-hmm. You knew this was going to come down. You knew this is the one that everybody was going to be talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And this is, like I say, you see a lot of this take place, in that late 1890 or 1800s.
It's like 1896 or somewhere around there. It was basically the turn of the century.
Yeah, and to see how this plays in, like I say, there's a lot of the strongest ones going on.
A lot of explanation with what was going on through this.
Yeah, right.
Well, so they're going through, and you get the time traveler from the future. What did they say it was? 500?
500 years
500 years in the future, so I would have put it in the 2300s. Coming back and explaining the whole thing. But there was like a 10-minute, it might have been less. It felt like 10-minute flash forward sequence of explaining what was going on. And I'm like, it's a lot of time you're taking up for an explanation for a 1-episode plot.
Yeah.
That was just me.
No, I agree with you. I mean, they were trying to really make sure they covered all bases, and especially like in dealing with Italy's colonization of Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted to really pay, the honest truth about it, and not pull any punches and not, make it seem.
Yeah, they didn't want to come like, oh, we got wiped. We're the super advanced civilization, but an alien race came down and just happened to wipe us out. Yeah. They didn't want to cheapen it.
No, they didn't. They wanted to keep it as authentic to, the unfortunate incidents that were happening as possible. So, to see that it definitely mixed in a lot of elements going on there, too. But, like you touched on, like we see about, Wakanda 500 years, like the time traveling going on.
The country has fallen.
Yeah, and just, what takes place here, and just everything that when you're trying to fix the timeline, and this is where, like, everything gets very weird.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
I've seen 2 seasons of Loki. It gets weird.
Oh, it definitely gets weird. I mean, there's no question about it. So it's dealing with about like the what if aspect, and I don't want to say this is a what if series,
right?
But but anytime you deal with time travel, somebody going back in time and trying to fix things, that's when it gets very, very weird. And sometimes you can miss what's going on, and I think they touched upon it just enough. Yeah, like I don't think they took anything really away from it. No, from what they were trying to teach, because like I say, when you see that Aniki Noe Rose's character, Black Panther, comes back. She's the one, the time traveling queen from Wakanda. Yep. When she's there and trying to make some sense about what's going on, you really see the battle that's taking place and just the ultimate end result.
Oh yeah, well, and she's only got a limited amount of time because the technology she used to time travel to the past almost killed her. Yeah. So she's like, hey, listen, let's cut the chatter. I've only got so much time.
Yeah. So in dealing with that, like I thought they handled a lot of things very well. Like, they showed the brutality of history there. Yeah. And like I say, they didn't hold anything back, which I'm glad they didn't. Like I say, I can't stress enough that I'm glad they didn't Disney-fy it.
Right.
And make it seem like less important than it was, because it's an unfortunate time period, and they wanted to bring that horror right to life, which they did.
Yeah.
They handled it tastefully, but they also delved into that sci-fi era.
Yeah.
And then just when it comes to how everything ends, that's where things get weird, because you're left with Prince Tafari and Kuda, and they're the ones kind of picking up the pieces after.
Yeah.
The Black Panther goes back to the future.
Yep.
So, and then they have to kind of piece together about what has happened and come to deal with about what's going to happen in the future and how this shapes everything. Like, that's what I say. I thought it was very excellent. And then you go right to that final scene.
Yeah.
And one that, like I say, it's crazy to think about that they tied this back to Black Panther 1 when Killmonger's in the museum.
Yep.
Because everything is going back to this axe that was featured in this. And
It's the one he was looking at the start of the movie.
yeah, because this is basically what caused everybody to come back in the past about getting this axe back.
Yep.
And who would have thought that this weapon would have been so important to deal with? So, like I say, that was just a mind trip in itself right
Yeah,
there.
I didn't expect it. I thought it was a nice little bow tie to end this season and maybe the series. We don't know. We'll see. But it does add a little bit of fun and when you go to rewatch that movie now.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And like I say, this is a complete companion piece about how this series dictated the future. Like, you think about how far they went with the technology now and such.
Yeah.
It's all based on this moment in the series.
Yeah.
Like, it's a game of chess over checkers. So it definitely left me, very satisfied with what I saw.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, I'm kind of waiting to see, are they going to tie this back into the next movie whenever they decide to do a next movie?
Maybe.
We don't know, but I thought that they handled it very well. But I mean, overall, I think they hit the key points they needed to. They really gave a different look to Wakanda.
Yeah.
Throughout the time, and like how they evolved from being about the mission to their personal feelings, and how everything, it's all connected, as the old Marvel saying goes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I thought it was definitely well worth watch. A lot more fans are going to be talking about this. I think word of mouth
Probably
is going to be catching on. So, I mean, definitely one I'm going to be rewatching at some point. I definitely know I'm going to be rewatching this. Pat, what about you? Final thoughts on this?
good series. Didn't necessarily reinvent the wheel. Didn't necessarily change the game for me, but I enjoyed watching it. It's definitely one that was worth my time watching, and it's going to add a little bit of sizzle to the opening of Black Panther, which wasn't anything wrong with the opening beforehand, but it just adds a little something to it that is going to make the rewatch that much more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one to definitely check out on Disney Plus. Like we say, 4 episodes, roughly around a half hour each for all of them. You can watch it in one sitting. So that being said, hit us up on that hashtag ODPH pod. Give us your thoughts about Marvel Animation's Eyes of Wakanda, currently on Disney Plus. That said, we're going to get one last breakout. We'll be right back.
This is Tom from Tom Joe Lou,
This is Matt from Sidemen Sounds.
and you're listening to ODPH Podcast.
Wanna go where no one knows my name, to the desert, the oceans, or the plains. 'Cause I wanna go.
Coming back for the final segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. Pad, what you got?
Got a couple things to talk about, first of which is the local minute, and looking at the standings for the Double-A Eastern League Division of Minor League Baseball. Another week, Binghamton, still in first place.
Let's ride.
Sitting in first place with a record of 68 wins, 33 losses. They are 13 games ahead of the Somerset Patriots, who are the Yankees affiliate, in second place. Third place is the Hartford Yard Goats, who are the Colorado Rockies affiliate. They are 14 games behind the Rumble Ponies. You've got the Portland Sea Dogs, who are the Boston Red Sox affiliate, in, fourth place, with 18 games behind first place. New Hampshire Fisher Cats, the Toronto Blue Jays affiliate, come in next at fifth. They're 24 games out of first place. And then the Reading Fighting Phils, well, I hate to say, you ain't putting up much of a fight this year. You're in last place and 29.5 games out of first place. So Binghamton running away with the division. Looking at their schedule from this past week, they had a road series they were at home where they were playing the Harrisburg Senators. They won the game on Tuesday by the final score, they lost the game on Tuesday by the final score of 6-5. Won the game on Wednesday by the final score of 7-1. The game on Thursday was postponed due to inclement weather, which, no kidding, it was like a torrential downpour for most of the day here in the Northeast. So the game was made up as part of a doubleheader on Saturday. The Friday game took place as scheduled, where they won that 3-2. First game on Saturday, they won 3-0. Lost the second game on Saturday 7-5, and then they won the game on Sunday by the final score of 2-0. Now they are on the road this week. They are playing the Somerset Patriots. They did play the game today already. It was actually on minorleaguebaseballtv.com.
Really?
It was the featured free game. Yeah. They ended up losing that one though by the final score of 3-2. They play again on Wednesday and Thursday at 6:35 p.m. Eastern, Friday and Saturday at 7:05 p.m. Eastern, and then they play on Sunday at 5:05 p.m. Eastern. Then they return home for a series against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. That series starts on Tuesday, August 12th, and that runs all the way through Sunday, the 17th. So for more tickets, information, all that fun stuff, bingrp.com. Then we're going to switch over to some entertainment news because, this one, I knew it was coming. We are coming up on a certain milestone anniversary, not next year, year after that, but I figured, it's probably going to happen. We just got to wait for the official announcement. Well, they're telling the movie theaters, get ready, because it was announced over on StarWars.com by those wonderful folks that, quote, on April 30th, 2027, we'll celebrate the 50th anniversary of Star Wars with a re-release of the 1977 classic back for a limited time in theaters everywhere. Part of Lucasfilm's year-long 50th anniversary celebration, Star Wars A New Hope will play in theaters over the May the 4th holiday, also known as Star Wars Day. Switch on your targeting computer and keep your eyes on StarWars.com for more details, including when and where to buy tickets to this once-in-a-generation event, close quote. Now, I don't know which version of the film it's going to be. I previously thought there weren't any versions of the original cut of the film, the 1977 version. However, that did get recently screened at an event over in the UK. So there is at least one cut of that in existence. I don't know if it's going to be the one they did from the 80s where they added the episode 4 to the title crawl. I don't know if this is going to be the one from the 90s. It was the special editions. I don't know if it's going to be the DVD release, the Blu-ray release, or the Disney Plus release with McClunky. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more than likely it'll probably be the Disney Plus version, which, fine. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. And hard to believe we're coming up on 50 years of Star Wars A New Hope. It feels like we just had 40 the other day.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing. The franchise has stayed fresh all this time.
Yeah.
And, when you get to the anniversaries like this, it doesn't feel real because it's always been in the public eye. Mm-hmm. It's not been one that's gone away. So it makes perfect sense. It'll be interesting what movies they do.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the alleged Jar Jar cut.
Ha! Listen, I'll be honest. I didn't think there were any cuts of that original film out there. And then somebody found one, and Lucasfilm let them screen it.
Well, like I say, we'll have to see which one comes out then.
We'll see. Sticking with Star Wars and speaking of keeping things fresh, oh my God, they made a casting announcement for the upcoming Star Wars Starfighter film. This is, of course, the one starring Ryan Gosling that they talked about at the Star Wars Celebration event a couple months ago. And this is according to the fine folks over at Deadline, and this is an exclusive where it reads, quote, after fighting battles for House Targaryen, Matt Smith is ready to take his next fight to a galaxy far, far away, as sources tell Deadline.
Oh, wow.
The House of the Dragon star is on board to join Ryan Gosling in Lucasfilm's Star Wars Starfighter. Mia Goth is also on board with Sean Levy they're directing the pick. Jonathan Troper penned the script. Lucasfilm and reps for Smith could not be reached for comment. This film will shoot this fall and is set to bow on May 28th, 2027. While exact details are vague on who Smith will be playing, sources say he will play one of the villain roles in the film. Casting has been gearing up on the project over the past couple of weeks, with Levy meeting with a number of actors for this key role, and sources execs made this decision to go with Smith to play the next great villain in the Star Wars universe, close quote. So, Good casting choice, I would say, if you're going to have him play the villain. You can't go wrong with Matt Smith.
He's great.
We do know the film is going to be set 5 years after the events of Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, so I'll kind of give you a time period of when this is going to work for. What it's going to include, what it's going to be about, I have no idea. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say about that? I mean, they're shaping that one up really nicely, so I'm very excited to see where we're going with this.
Next up is a bit of James Bond news, because we do know Dennis Villeneuve is going to be the director of the upcoming Bond film. No, this isn't who's playing Bond. We don't know that yet. We do know who's writing the darn thing, though. And I got to say, they made this announcement. I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like this. And that is the creator of Peaky Blinders, Stephen Knight, is being hired to pen the script for the upcoming film. Of course, Amy Pascal and David Heyman are producing the new 007 film via Pascal Pictures and Heyday Films. So Knight, of course, according to the article from Variety.com, Knight, quote, Knight is best known as the creator, executive producer, and writer of the hit BAFTA-winning gangster drama series Peaky Blinders, starring Cillian Murphy. The British screenwriter, producer, and director's TV resume also includes such acclaimed shows as C on Apple TV+, SAS Rogue Heroes on the BBC, 1,000 Blows on Disney+, This Town on BBC, The Veil on FX, and All the Light We Cannot See on Netflix. He also co-created the international game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Close quote. So, you know what? They got a great director. In my opinion, they got a great writer. It is shaping up very nicely, I would say.
I'm still waiting to see on it. I'm not.
That's fair.
I'm not putting a ton of stock in.
That's fair.
Me, just a little bit of comic news. Pat, I don't know if you'll appreciate this as much as some of our older listeners of the 90s.
Okay.
But Skybound Entertainment, shout out to Skybound. Love everything they're doing over there. Sent a announcement over that they will be working with Act 4 Publishing to announce J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl Artist Edition on Kickstarter.
Oh, interesting.
Now, have you ever heard of Danger Girl?
I think I mentioned maybe once or twice.
Okay, so very quick synopsis. In the 90s, when Wildstorm was booming, when Jim Lee left Marvel, formed Image, and that was his little imprint that he had going on there.
Right.
J. Scott Campbell was like the next big thing coming out.
Right.
And did a book called Gen 13, which a lot of people know about. If you were reading comics in the 90s, you knew about Gen 13. He eventually, Humberto Ramos, and Joey Mad broke away, and they formed their own imprint called Cliffhanger.
Okay.
And Danger Girl was one of the first characters out, and James, it is ironic that you mentioned about James Bond. She was doing the espionage game there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was all like, it was her and her team, and it's one that like I'm gonna see if I can't play the trailer because obviously it'll catch on here, but I'm showing you some of the art that's taken place.
That's very nice.
Yeah, J. Scott Campbell did an amazing job with it, and like it took a lot of, like, I want to say a little bit like the Charlie's Angels with James Bond kind of vibe, and really made it into something. So Skybound announced that it is now going to be coming out on a Kickstarter launching on September 9th at 6 a.m. Pacific time, so 9 a.m. on the East Coast. And reading directly from the press release, quotes, J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl Artist Edition will cover 150 pages of the Danger Girl art from the miniseries, as well as covers from the various books, model sheets, illustrations, flip book art, and more in a gorgeous 12 by 17 hardcover Artist Edition book. Packets with rare sketches, page breakdowns, commentary. This is the Ultimate Collector's Edition for fans. A true celebration of Danger Girl. The special edition is only available on Kickstarter and will come with an exclusive alternate cover. So this is one that, like I say, if you're a fan of J. Scott Campbell, and he's done amazing stuff too. He's I'd say nowadays I see him doing more of Amazing Spider-Man comic covers.
Right.
But like I say, Danger Girl is one of the most underrated books, I think, that came out of that era. I'm excited to check this out, so I'll definitely be perusing that on September 9th. Early in the morning on the East Coast here, so definitely want to keep more of a wind on that, because, like I say, that imprint, like I say, that just brings me back. That's Battle Chasers by Joey Mad, which just came back a couple of years ago from Image. Don't know when we'll see see that pick back up in Crimson. Crimson was a cool vampire story by Humberto Ramos, but he's busy now doing Fantastic Four. So, speaking of Marvel, though, as tomorrow's new comic book day as we record.
It is.
Pat, what you picking up?
Picking up 2 issues for new comic book day. Both of them are Marvel related. First is Star Wars Legacy of Vader, issue number 7. Charles Soule is still the writer. This issue is sure to be amazing because the description does read, Kylo Ren takes on a survivor of Order 66. On a distant snow-covered planet, Kylo Ren has met his match against former Jedi Grandia. Witness flashbacks to the Clone Wars era and Grandia's use of the Force in the face of ultimate betrayal. Will the survivor of the worst tragedy to befall the Jedi be able to change Kylo's evil ways? Well, this series is set between the events of Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, so, well, you kind of know how that's going.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's going to still should be a fantastic issue. Charles Soule is, of course, the writer, so you cannot go wrong there. And then also from the fine folks at Marvel, Captain America issue number 2 from Chip Zdarsky. This one reads, Captain America, An Untold Origin. Witness the rise of one of Marvel's most infamous villains as Captain America comes face to face with Doom for the first time. This is Latveria like you've never seen it before. Also, who is David Colton, and can Steve trust him to have his back as they infiltrate a hostile country with the new Howling Commandos? Close quote. First issue was tremendous.
First issue is dope.
Oh my God. So I cannot wait to see what happens in the second issue.
Yeah, I mean, Chip Zdarsky writing, you never know what you're going to get, and that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Like I say, he keeps everybody on their toes pretty much. For me this week, well, it's been kind of a little crazy week going on.
Yeah.
There's a book that is out today as we record, and it is from Marvel Arts. Have you ever heard of that imprint, Pat?
I think so, yeah.
So in 2022, this is a joint venture from Abrams Comic Arts.
Okay, I've heard of them.
And Marvel Comics. So in 2022, they had Alex Ross do Fantastic Four Full Circle. This is his non-painted book that covers a very obscure character from the Jack Kirby Stan Lee run. So amazing book. If you haven't checked that out, high recommendation for me on this.
Right.
So now the imprint is back.
Okay.
And Chip Kidd and Michael Cho are the team that has taken on the Avengers in the Veracity Trap. So here is the cover.
Good Lord.
So this is old school
Yeah.
1960s Kirby vibe. I see the crackle on here. This was a dope story.
Only thing missing is the Comics Code Authority logo on the top left.
Yeah, which I was surprised they didn't throw in, because once you start diving into this story, and this takes place, like I say, in that original Avengers lineup. So we're talking Cap, we're talking Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Giant Man, and the Wasp. And they're fighting Loki.
Okay.
And something happens. Mjolnir is lost in a portal. Thor goes to get it. When he comes back, he's shaken to the core. You find out why. I know the book is out now. I don't want to spoil it. But what Kidd and Cho do here is absolutely brilliant. And it really kind of blends in a few different elements that you don't expect to see. But it's one that, like I say, it's very different. But if you like that Jack Kirby style, with a little bit of a curve thrown in, this is up your alley. Might be a little pricey because it is the old school original graphic novels, so this isn't like the trade paperbacks you buy.
Right.
But it's well worth the time if you have the money to go check it out. I think it's a dope story, so you definitely want to keep it on your radars. And then, we're talking about the rest of the week. DC's got a pretty solid lineup coming out. Absolute Superman number 10. What Jason Aaron and company are doing in that book is, you can tell they're having fun. Let me put it to you that way. They're definitely having a lot of fun with this series. Secret Six number 6 is coming out, so that is the end of the current run, because there's only supposed to be 6 issues. So we'll wait to see how this all plays out. But if you're into that new lineup, like I say, there's a lot of stuff happening there. And then JSA number 10 for me. Classic. The team is going through a lot right now. I'm just going to kind of put it out there. So where things go from here is literally anybody's guess. And one of the best books I think I've read this year, Radiant Black number 36. So this is following up with what happened with Radiant Yellow.
Okay.
So now with the Catalyst War, I think everybody knows by now, it's been well documented. We've already come back from the Catalyst War for a while now. There's a whole new landscape. Nathan's no longer Radiant Black. Marshall is now in the helm.
Okay.
The timelines have been all messed up, and Radiant Yellow was missing during this. Like something happened to Kyle Swarty's gone. This issue follows up with what happened to a degree, and like I say, this is just a dope book. No spoilers, but is one that, you know, Radiant Black, when there's certain times, like, it's always consistently good.
Yeah.
But there's certain times that they go a little extra into making you hitting you on the feels. That's what this issue does. So it'll be one to check out at the comic shops. And if you want even more reviews, Nerd Initiative has you covered. God, I want to say we got 40 coming this week.
Sheesh.
I want to say we're up at around 40, but they drop starting 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on nerdinitiative.com. Noon come the video reviews on YouTube, so you want to make sure to subscribe to both, bookmark whatever, RSS feed it. Make sure you check it out because nobody covers New Comic Book Day quite like Nerd Initiative. That being said, for anything and everything that is the ODPH, you can find it at odphpodcast.com. That's it for this week. So for the one and only Padawan J.
Fuck the Astros.
I'm your host, Ken. Thank you as always for listening to the ODPH podcast. We'll see you next time.
It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know. 'Cause anyone who's worth a damn be worth way more than a picture could ever show. You could find the right light, find the right angle, and never find your soul. And it can feel like a losing battle, and this plot is full of holes. This modern way of finding love just makes me feel so alone. And I can't be the only one sick of staring at my phone. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Don't know that I believe in the old time fable. Everyone has just one true love. All I know is you're across this table, and you're all I'm thinking of. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Talk to me. Talk to me. It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know.